Hello everybody out there in the bookverse, it's Stephanie, and today I am back with another recommendation based on your zodiac sign, and this one is for Gemini. So Gemini's time is May 21st to June 20th. This is an air sign and it is represented by the twins. So some of the traits that are associated with the Gemini sign are adaptability. They are easygoing, adjustable, outgoing, enthusiastic people, very social and intelligent. They can also be indecisive and impulsive and sometimes unreliable because of these things, and occasionally on a little more of the nosy end. But they also tend to be very charismatic, humorous, perceptive, and versatile. So some famous authors that are also Gemini are Rick Riordan, who is the author of the Percy Jackson series, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who gave us Sherlock Holmes, Walt Whitman, Adam Silvera, who writes young adults, usually contemporary, but sometimes fantasy, which according to Gavin, he probably shouldn't do. Gwendolyn Brooks, who was a famous poet, and Patrick Rothfuss. So depending on how you feel about him, he is also in with you, Gemini. So I am going to recommend 5 books that I think fit the characteristics of the Gemini sign. So the first book I'm going to talk about, I actually already recommended for another sign, but I'm gonna recommend it for Gemini as well, just because I can. My videos, my rules. And that book is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. So I think that this book fits the Gemini sign very well because of the main character, Lila Bard. She's very outgoing. She is very indecisive and impulsive in the decisions that she makes. She has a very enthusiastic personality. When she decides she's going to go into something, she goes all in, very enthusiastic. She can be unreliable at times, and I think it's kind of fun to watch the interaction between her with all of those characteristics and the other main character in this book, who is definitely more reserved. He likes to think about what he's doing. He doesn't tend to make impulsive decisions, but he does on occasion on accident. So I just love their interactions and how their relationship and how that develops. So that's a lot of fun, and I really think that Gemini will relate to Lila Bard, but also enjoy seeing how our other main character interacts with her as well. Okay, so the next book that I am going to recommend is one that I absolutely love. It is such a fun book, and that is Good Omens. It is by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. This book is a kind of apocalyptic story that follows an angel and a demon who are trying to stop the apocalypse, and they are trying to do that by influencing the Antichrist, but they just don't know where he is. So it's funny, it's humorous, it's a whole lot of fun, and I think that people would enjoy this a lot because of several of the characters have a lot of those traits. The demon in particular is so much fun. Crowley, he is just entertaining. That's his name, right? Crowley? It is Crowley. Okay. He is just very charismatic. He's humorous. He's funny. He's impulsive. He tends to be very adaptable. I feel like he just kind of changes to like adapt to what their new thing they are doing is. He adapts to the world as it changes over time very well as well. And he's a very good demon for that reason, because he can manipulate the things that have changed. And it's so funny. It's hilarious. I also think the Antichrist is also very charismatic. He draws people in. He's very outgoing and social as well. So that's another character that has some of the Gemini characteristics, not as much, but I just feel like the Gemini are gonna love Crowley. He's so entertaining, and his interaction with the angel Aziraphale is hilarious. They are two of my favorite characters. I feel like their banter and interaction is so much fun, and I absolutely love it. So the third book that I'm going to recommend is definitely out of my usual realm of books that I read, and that is the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society by Marianne Schaefer and Annie Barrows. This has also been turned into a Netflix movie as well, which I have seen, and it was very well done. So if you'd like to watch the movie as well as read the book's fairly short too, which is also unusual for me to recommend, I know. But this book is set in a post World War II Britain, and this woman is writing letters with a man who lives on the island of Guernsey and getting the experience of the people that live there and turning that into a book, I believe, or maybe like a magazine serial, I can't remember, but I just feel like this main character seems a lot like a Gemini who has been through a lot of trauma. So she just seems like she has those characteristics where she's outgoing, she's social, she is impulsive, and she loves humor and having fun, and she's very charismatic, but she has been through so much trauma in her life that she's trying to reclaim those parts of her that have been affected by the war and all the trauma that she suffered. So I really do feel like this character is one that Gemini could relate to, especially if they have those traits, but they have experienced things in their lives that have affected them, and maybe they are trying to work through it a little bit. I really love this book. I think it's so well written. The characters are amazing. The character work in here is so well done, and this book is pretty much told through letters almost exclusively, I believe. So it's definitely an easy read, easy to get through, and it's just one that's really going to touch your heart and stay with you, and I really love it a lot. So the fourth book that I am going to recommend is kind of difficult to recommend because it is the second book in a series, but that is Legendary by Stephanie Garber. The first book in the series is Caraval, and it follows a girl whose sister has been taken by this carnival, and she has to go and compete and win in order to get her sister back. And this book is the second book in the series and follows the sister in here. And I think that the sister, whose name is Tess, I believe, Tessa, could be something along those lines. Tella is the sister's name, and she's very outgoing, she's very charismatic, she is so impulsive, and she doesn't always make great decisions. She can be very indecisive as well. She doesn't really plan ahead for things that well. I feel like she just kind of thinks this is a good idea and does it. She's outgoing and social, and so I just feel like she has a lot of those Gemini traits, and you see a lot of the negative side of it coming out in here as well. I didn't really actually enjoy this series, but I know that a lot of people did, and a lot of people really loved Tella as a character. So I feel like if you like that and you have those Gemini characteristics, want someone relatable, I feel like she would be a good character to read about because you see all the flaws that come along with those characteristics, but you also see like her social side where she just loves people and she wants to help and show her love and do what's best for her loved ones. So I feel like those things come out as well. So this is a recommendation, but you'd kind of have to read the first one first, which follows a character that's much less Gemini. And the final book on this list, I am so excited to recommend because this is one of my favorite books of all time, and that is The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. So this recommendation is for The Final Empire in particular, and it is because of the character of Kelsier.
But I love Kelsier because Kelsier stands for something.
So I feel Kelsier has a lot of these Gemini characteristics. He's extremely charismatic, outgoing, and social. He just loves those social interactions. He thrives in them. He's very indecisive at times. I feel like he kind of has a plan, but he doesn't have it quite solidified. And then I think he's very impulsive where he just decides last minute that he needs to do this, or he's gonna go on this little mini mission, and it can be dangerous at times, but he just goes with it. And I really feel like Kelsier is a very enthusiastic person as well. He's very positive and he's very humorous. So I think that he embodies a ton of the Gemini characteristics. He's a very interesting character to follow. He's also one of those people who has so many of those characteristics, but has been through a lot of trauma and is trying to maintain his self after all that he has been through. I think he does it very well. I think he's a very interesting and complex character, and I really love him. He is so well written, and I absolutely love Kelsier as a character in this book. So I would highly recommend The Final Empire to Gemini, and also to really anyone. I mean, The Final Empire is one of my favorite books of all time. So really Gemini, but anyone, just The Final Empire. It's so good. And those are the books that I am recommending for Gemini. Let me know down in the comments what you think of these recommendations, how well you think they fit, especially if you are a Gemini. Let me know if these books fit your personality, your traits, and as always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more from me, hit the subscribe button down below, and remember to hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when I post new content so you can keep up with all of my zodiac sign recommendations, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!